So hi everyone, I'm Larissa. I'm studying currently at LCI Melbourne, which is in Collingwood in Victoria, and as was said, I applied for the tertiary pairing project and was connected with Sally. We were actually the only two people to apply for the tertiary pairing project, so we were luckily safe and through to the finals. I did, however, come up for the judging because I wanted to immerse myself and be a part of. So Sally and I connected and we talked about our practices, sharing similarities and the differences. The differences for me are that I like to work with salvaged materials and found objects, like Suzette obviously does with the tea bags, and I'm really inspired by Suzette's work. Thank you for sharing. I'm a mad, hoarder of objects of all kinds, and my tiny little one-bedroom apartment is. Yeah, it's a bit like a maze trying to get through everything because I've got so much stuff to be creating. But getting back to this garment here, so I spoke to Sally and she likes to work with new materials. So we were like, how are we going to work this, and what is it that is similar between the two of us who have never met before? And what that was environmental. Passionate about the environment and the impacts that human beings are having on it just by our very active living. If we could get rid of human beings off the planet, the world would be much better off without us, unfortunately. But creating is also, is a form of destruction as well. So how I come to terms with that is by using the salvage materials. So we sort of talked about, I shared a story with Sally about, Sally brought up about blue-green algae, and I shared a story with her about blue-green algae because I've been doing wildlife rescue and rehabilitation since 2003, so that's just realising that's 20 years now. And it was from that we sort of started discussing about environmental global impacts, and Sally talked about an oceanographer that she had some data from, who is from the United Kingdom. And we based the colours, this is obviously the map here, but I based my colour palette on the maps. And my garment is specifically about zooplankton, and I was able to get, this was a quilt that was donated to the op shop. And I thought that's perfect. It's blue, it's green, it's reminding me of blue-green algae. It's got the swirls, and it's reversible. So from something that originally was just going to be all these hand-woven panels that I did, which are very heavy, I realised I don't even have time to make a whole cloak from that. So I ended up coming across this quilt, and I used the quilt, which in turn then became this reversible cloak. The painted section on the middle, that's actually a bed sheet that I laid on the ground and I paint with my body. So, I'll wrap sometimes I feel like drinking the paint, and yeah, that's not a good idea. But so everything that's been used has all either come from hard rubbish somewhere or an op shop, or someone's given it to me to repurpose, and it's all about those little creatures, those tiny little creatures that can be smaller than literally a hair on your head. They can be thinner and smaller and tinier than a hairhead. And it's about how important they are to the environment and to keeping us breathing and keeping big animals like whales alive. And that's what's really important to me about bringing science and art together and creating awareness. And I love to wear my cloak. I can't wait to take it home this afternoon. And I actually wore it on the plane from Melbourne to Perth. It was quite cold, so when I took it off I was like, brrr. But because I was expecting Perth to be much warmer than it was, and I'd never been before, so thank you for having me. And I've come back 3 times now to Mandurah, and I love it, absolutely love it. And that'll do me.
So before we go into questions for Larissa, we'll let's hear from Sally.